So we're going to talk through the Guitar 1 parts for God Who Saves, and this is a two-guitar arrangement specifically written for CTI Music Ministries full-time teams for the year 17-18 program year. So this is, like I said, Guitar 1, and all the chords that you're going to play are voiced out already on the accompanying guitar notes sheet. So you'll see them there, but if you want to see them in person, that's what this video is for. This is going to be really simple. There's only kind of two types of things that you're going to play. The first is going to be palm muted power chords. So you're just going to have to know C and F, and I'm sure that you already know these, but just in case, if you put your first finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, and then your 2nd and 3rd fingers on the 5th frets, there's your C. And you just want to kind of rest your, kind of the heel of your hand here. No, it's not the heel. Whatever the part of this hand. This right here. This part of your hand. Just kind of right on the bridge of your guitar. That will give you some nice muting. So you can keep that real percussive sound, but not be so overwhelming volume-wise, sound-wise. So there's your C. And then the F, you're actually going to voice up here, not down here, but you're going to voice it on 8 and 10, right, like that. There you go. And that is all that you're going to have to know for the verses. So you'll actually be out for the intro, and for all of verse 1, you'll hear Guitar 2 kind of come in on those big hits on the F in verse 1, but you'll stay out for verse 1. And then at the very beginning of verse 2, which is just a repeat of verse 1, our God is a God who saves, that's when you'll come in with those palm muted power chords. Just like that. So it'll sound like this. Sorry for the bad singing. Our God is a God who saves, and His kingdom reigns. His love endures forever, and His truth remains. And from there, you're going to go into the chorus. So this is the only other thing that you're going to have to know for this whole song is kind of some partials that you'll be playing in the chorus. It's only 3 chords, very simple. The first is going to be a C, but you're going to voice it differently, obviously, than the power chord C that you just played. You're going to want to do kind of a 4-string bar with your first finger on the 5th fret. And then I do like a little tiny 2-string bar with my pinky on the 8th fret. Just like that. It's a C chord partial. And then for the F, you can actually just keep your first finger in place. You can keep your first finger in place for all these chords. It makes it nice and simple. Keep your first finger in place, add your 2nd finger on the 6th fret on the B string, and your 3rd finger on the 7th fret on the D string, and you get an F. Just like that. And then you'll go back to the C, go back to the F, go back to the C. When it's time for the D minor, again, you can keep your first finger there fretted or barred on the 5th. You don't have to because the chord doesn't need it, but it's nice to just kind of keep that anchor point there. Keep your first finger barred on the 5th, and then add your 2nd finger on the 6th fret, just kind of like you did with the F. And then these 2 fingers on the 7th fret on the G string and the D string for a D minor. Just like that. So, the whole chorus for you sounds like this. There is hope, there is peace, there is victory, there is life, there is joy, there is Christ happy, there is mercy waiting, access, there is verse 3, you go right back to those palm muted power chords. So that's it. Those are the only things you actually have to know to play this song. It's very simple. Just as a quick run through of the parts, I'll give you a quick rundown, and then we'll talk through the ending real quick. So just as a review, and again, this is all written on your guitar notes, so you can reference that as we go through it. You'll be out for the intro. You'll be out for verse 1. You'll play palm muted power chords on verse 2. You'll play those partials we just went through on the chorus. Verse 3, you'll go right back to those palm muted power chords. And then the final chorus, you'll go back to the partials that we just played through. And then there's this little outro that is just kind of a repeat instrumentally of the last 2 lines of the chorus. And then it sounds like the song ends, and then the song kind of keeps going in like a 6 feel. We are going to learn the whole song in its entirety through the actual ending, and not like the fake, like fake you out kind of ending, the outro, before it goes into that time feel change. We're going to learn the whole song in its entirety, but there are probably going to be times when your team decides to cut the song right there at the big ending, that big ending before the time change feel. I think I labeled it on the chord chart bait and switch outro, so I'm going to call it that just for consistency's sake. So there's going to be times when your team wants to end things with the bait and switch outro, in which case you'll just continue on playing those partial chords. Times when your team decides to play the song in its entirety with that meter change section at the end, and we'll talk more about when each of those might be appropriate in training, but we're going to learn it both ways so that your team has the option. In the case that you do keep that last section, Michael, you're actually going to drop the guitar and switch to like some tom work for that last section, because there's that really cool, you've heard the song. So in that case, you can feel this out in rehearsal. It is more important for you to be ready to start on the toms at the downbeat of the instrumental bridge than it is for you to be able to play through that bait and switch outro. So if that means that you get through the chorus, and you take off the guitar at that point, so his mercy covers us, there's no rest of the band is still playing that outro, and you take your guitar off and then move over to the toms. Great, cool. As you get more comfortable with the song and more comfortable with that switch, and you want to hang on there for a little more and just cut out for that last C, if that gives you enough time, great. I think you're probably going to need to just cut that whole outro on the guitar, and that's fine, because guitar 2 will be in, and they'll be playing big beefy chords, and everyone else is going to be playing full out, so I don't think the song is going to miss the higher partials terribly. Like I said, it's going to be way more important for you to be in on the downbeat of the toms, unless Casey tells you something different. If she has something else in mind, awesome, go with that. Cool, but that's the whole song for you.